Never heard of him.
See, me and Boots in the same.
What happens when boxing's most composed and respected champion eventually cracks? Las Vegas Airport, where thousands pass through every day, has suddenly transformed into a full-fledged combat, as Terence "Bud" Crawford reportedly swung at rising sensation Yaron "Boots" Ennis in a dramatic altercation that shook the boxing world. Security had to respond promptly. However, the harm had already been done. So, let's break everything down. What really sparked this brawl? According to many eyewitnesses, both Crawford and Boots were at the Las Vegas airport, reportedly for separate occasions. It was calm at first, but then they locked eyes. You could feel the stress.
Are being thrown. There's no room for this in the sport. There's no room for Davis brothers to be in the building tonight. The police escorted them out. You saw.
According to those nearby, Boots approached first, hoping to exchange words and even poke the bear a little. Crawford, who is known for keeping things professional, did not hold back this time. The two exchanged insults, voices rose, and Crawford swung before security could react. The Boots did not hit the ground, but the audience lost it. Security raced in, separated the two, and the footage was online within minutes. However, this was not a random event. This did not happen out of nowhere. It had been planned for many years. To understand why Terence Crawford unleashed that punch, you must first understand where he is in his career. Crawford officially solidified himself as the best fighter on the earth after defeating Errol Spence Jr. and humiliating Canelo Alvarez, whom no one expected to lose so badly.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this four-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion. 3 times over, 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance. He had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept us different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, masterful fight on Terence Crawford's part.
People refer to him as the pound-for-pound king and the face of boxing. But once you're at the top, everyone wants a piece of you. And this is where Yaron "Boots" Ennis comes in.
That's the fight that everybody wants to see.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
Do you respect him as like when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so.
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the neck and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So
Right.
I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, but don't be.
Boots Ennis isn't just another young fighter. He's fast, explosive, defensive, and can switch hits like Crawford. He is capable of fighting orthodox. He can fight as a southpaw, and his ring IQ is far above his age. That's why so many pros, legends, commentators, and even promoters have said the same thing during the last 2 years. Boots is the following Crawford.
Who they are cancel out each other as far as height. You know, they both switch hitters, lifts, and everything. All of that cancels out each other. So they are literally the same people pretty much. The only difference is Crawford done been in the big stage against big fighters so many times. And also with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. You know, he's strong. So I feel like he got everything, all the experience, all the knowledge. So I gotta go with Crawford.
Everything about him resembles Bud. But here's the thing. Crawford despises that analogy. He dislikes being compared to anyone, let alone someone who is just starting out.
He's not me.
Yeah.
You know, as much as a lot of people, you know, say we have similarities and You know, we switch a lot and we fight a lot. He's not me, you know, and I'm not him. So
yeah. Tim had said comparison that like he's like a Chrysler 300 and you're like a Bentley.
Yeah, like once again, like he's not me. You know, he's trying to get to where I'm at. You know, he's where he at, I'm where I'm at. You know, he got a long way to go.
He's been in this sport for years, done everything possible, become unchallenged into weight classes, defeating everyone who doubted him, and even moved up to fight Canelo, the sport's biggest brand. So, when he hears people say Boots is just like him, he and his coach take it personally.
No, he don't bring nothing to the table. He got our leftovers. Why would Bud want to go backwards? I want to go backwards. Bud looking for bigger and better fights. So where he can etch his name in the concrete forever. I don't know, because I really don't look at none of the welterweight since we did clear the division out. I'm done.
Now here's where things get interesting. Everyone has been calling for Crawford versus Boots, the fans, the professionals, and everyone. Even Ned Ahern believes this bout should go place.
Terence is only going to fight Boots if there's loads of money on the line, because he knows how good Ennis is, and he's not going to fight anymore unless it's for a lot of money. So we have to do what we say. We have to prove the quality of Ennis, and he has to earn his shot against Crawford. But that is the fight that I look at in 9 to 12 months' time, 3 fights down the line. And I think US fight fans are going to be crying out for that fight. Like, you imagine if we beat Lima on Saturday, we beat Ortiz, you know, we beat Fundora or Mertzalayev or Zayas. Everyone will be calling for Ennis v. Crawford.
I think a lot of fans are crying for that now.
They have been for years.
Yeah.
But the reality is we still need to, you know, it's not, I think everyone who, like I said, everybody that knows boxing.
Yeah, boxing fans.
One that knows how good Ennis is go, I mean, what a fight. That is unbelievable. But still, you've got to educate people that Ennis is as good as I say he is. Right? And you do that by beating the champion. So we've got work to do.
But Crawford isn't feeling it. He said it himself. Fighting Boots served no use in preserving his legacy.
Now you got Boots Ennis in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. You know, he's got the it, you know, but we haven't seen him against any elite fighter. We've never seen him tested. So until then, you know, we just going to keep saying, oh, Boots, 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 until he meet that fighter that's going to test him.
Is that a fight that you would be interested in?
Nah, it just don't make sense right now in my career. Like I said, like, especially money-wise, don't nobody really know Boots, but I'm looking for bigger, better challenges like Canelo.
You're just looking for the big one.
Yeah.
The big fish.
Yeah.
Fish fry.
Definitely. Definitely. Them the guys I'm looking for, you know.
Crawford is the sport's top scorer at 36. Boots is 27 and still proving himself. If Crawford wins against Boots, the world will think he merely beat a young fighter. But if Crawford loses, everything he's created over the last decade, titles, supremacy, legacy, would be called into question. So, from Crawford's perspective, there is no real advantage. He is the guy everyone is seeking, which is why he dislikes the whole Boots is coming for him storyline.
Would you consider going back down to 154 and face Jaron Ennis, the guy who prepared Canelo Alvarez for this fight?
Nope. I ain't going down 154.
The fact that Crawford has previously visited this location adds to the intrigue. Before he faced Errol Spence Jr. and Canelo Alvarez, there were many who avoided him. Guys like Yair, Ennis, and Fundora all looked the other way. They said they wanted Spence instead. But now that Crawford is the top person, they're after him.
Y'all went elsewhere. But now that y'all see I'm the ticket, now y'all like, oh yeah, we want to fight Terence Crawford. We want Terence Crawford. That's the narrative now. I'm done with 147. I ain't going back. I'm like, all right, I want to fight Fundora. He got 2 belts. I want to become undisputed at 154. That was my train of thought. But when he said he didn't want to fight me because I wasn't basically big enough, I looked down like, huh? They want to fight Errol Spence because he's a bigger fighter.
But you knew what that was, though.
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool. I'm not tripping on that because now they begging for a fight. Now they want to fight me now. I don't sell, so there's no need for you to even mention my name no more. Don't say Terrence Crawford.
Yeah.
You know, all these guys that see now, they say, oh, he's the ticket. Win, lose, or draw, he's the ticket. I'll fight Terrence Crawford. Come on, man. Boots had a chance to fight me. Virgil Ortiz had an opportunity to fight me. You know, but now everybody, oh, I'll fight Terrence, or I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, okay, cool. When y'all had y'all opportunity, you know, y'all went elsewhere. But now that y'all see I'm the ticket, now y'all like, oh yeah, we want to fight Terrence Crawford. We want Terrence Crawford. That's the narrative now.
Everyone wants a piece of the man who defeated Canelo Alvarez and made it seem easy. So, for Crawford, the entire situation feels familiar. But this time he's in charge.
When I set my sights on doing something and I know what I'm capable of, it's not like a surprise to me. It's a surprise to y'all because y'all didn't believe me, you know? But for me, I knew I could do it and I believed that I could do it. I just needed the opportunity. That's all they say. I've been fighting is nobody. What can they say now? Somebody tell me, what can you say now?
And this is where the frustration begins to build. He feels he has earned the right to select his final fight. He does not owe anyone anything. Despite this, he only hears boos from fans in the media.
So let me tell you something wild right now. I think Crawford should fight him right now if he's ever going to fight him. If he wants to, if Crawford has it in his mind to fight Boots, you might as well do it now. What did Floyd Mayweather do with Canelo Alvarez? Now Canelo was already an enormous draw, and that's the difference. But he didn't wait till he got super old, and Canelo entered his prime. He got him right then.
But are we talking business right now? Because if you're Boots, right? And I guess the thing for Canelo is, Floyd made some good money there. Canelo had a nice following. Is there a super big following for Boots outside of just the boxing world?
That's what Matt's saying. The market is not that
I know,
big.
but what I'm saying is like, so the money was like, if I'm Crawford, would I jump out there and fight? Because Boots ain't no easy fight. Is the risk worth the reward? You know what I'm saying?
The answer right now is no.
I think Boots is probably a little bit bigger than we're giving him credit for commercially, especially after this performance. And I think if you fight Crawford, it would rise to a level. After Crawford's win over Canelo on Netflix, I think people do want to see this fight. Is it a mega fight? Maybe not, but I do think it's a very commercially viable fight.
So when he ran into Boots at the airport and Boots irritated but that was the end of it. All of my rage poured out in one punch. However, Yaron Ennis sees things differently. He has been waiting for this time. He's been watching titans like Crawford, Spence, and Canelo dominate the spotlight for years. He is now ready to take his turn. And what better way to carry the torch than to defeat the finest in the world? Boots wants the crown. He understands that if he beats Terrence Crawford, everything will change. He becomes the face of boxing overnight.
Class Honda, what does he mean?
He said world-class fighter. I guess he's trying to say if you're a world-class fighter.
Sign a contract. Exactly, sign a contract. If he wanted to fight, he would have stayed at 47. He obviously said he wanted to move up in compass to be undisputed at 54 or something like that. So, yeah, he definitely did say that too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We ain't worried about, right now we ain't worried about Crawford. We're gonna clean 147 now, and then we're gonna move to 154. If he there and he got a belt, we coming after him. Simple as that.
And don't forget that this isn't a match in which he's simply praying for a miracle. Stylistically, this fight makes sense. They're both switch hitters. They both possess incredible timing, accuracy, and footwork. The question is, who is better at it? And every boxing fan wants to know the answer.
Fight that makes a whole lot of sense, and a fight that stylistically will be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terrence Crawford and Jaron Bruce Ennis.
I think that's going backwards for Terrence.
To that point, Jaron doesn't have the kind of accolades. He doesn't sell to the mass and all these. So this fight was perfect timing for both these guys.
The Vegas airport punch could be the catalyst that ultimately brings this fight to fruition. So far, it's been all chatter. People want to fight, fans clamor for it. Crawford is being mute. That after a public episode like this, where cameras capture Crawford throwing hands outside the ring, there's no turning back.
What we know?
I don't know nothing. I'm trying to find out what I know. Enlighten me.
What you mean enlighten you? You fruit Devin Easy, you could fruit me.
You jumped up out of my sanction body to go fight in the IBF. So what I know?
What you mean?
What you mean? What I mean? Would you rank that in the WBA or not?
Yo, it don't even matter. Yo,
all right, catch up, little homie. Catch up, then. If it don't matter, catch up.
Yo, he picked Evan
Catch
Easy.
up.
Evan Easy was way under.
You just said it don't matter. Catch up. I'm talking about before that.
He not about it. We already know he not about what he's talking about.
I'm not about what? I'm not about what?
You don't want to fight.
You said I'm not about what?
You don't want to fight.
Man, go to sleep. Go to sleep. You dreaming, man. You talking in your dreams,
don't
man.
Want to fight. Yo, we asked for that fight plenty of times, yo.
When?
Plenty of times.
What's plenty? When?
Man,
you fronting. You front.
If this conflict occurs, the stakes are quite high. For Boots Ennis, this is his moment. This is his chance to prove he's more than just the next Crawford. He wants to show that he's better than Crawford.
Spent some time in Philly. You've worked with Bozy. You've worked alongside Boots. You saw the Spence. You saw the Crawford fight. Do you believe, because Boots has talked a lot about it, I know the sanctioning bodies have made him the mandatory now for Bud Crawford. Do you believe Boots Ennis is ready for Terrence Bud Crawford?
For a fight, yes. You know, just because I know where his skill level's at. And it's about skill in there. You know what I'm saying? It's not always about who's the biggest puncher. Sometimes it's about just, you know, having the skill and the ring generalship in there. So I do think he's ready to step in there with the best of the best. It's just a matter of time and when they'll give him.
Don't forget, this is the same Terrence Crawford that defeated Canelo Alvarez. Canelo, one of the most complete fighters in boxing history, was unable to figure him out.
I've never seen Canelo starting to kind of lose focus in the fight. He was wanting to touch gloves. It was almost like he wasn't locked in. We never really see that from him, because when you in this, you in this. Terrence Crawford was in this. I'll shake your hands after I'm done. That mean-spirited Canelo wasn't there.
It's not even his age, Kamaru. It's the fact that he's been pro since he was 15 years old. Canelo has been fighting professional for 20 years, bro. His love of golf. I mean, De La Hoya brought up a bunch of points. Sometimes people hate, but sometimes they know a little bit more than we do.
And after the bout, Canelo admitted that Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather. That's coming from a man who has faced both. When you have that kind of declaration to back you up, it's difficult to blame Crawford for not wanting to put everything on the line against a young, eager fighter like his Boots. He has already established himself as one of the finest of all time. But the pride, the competitive fire, is still there. And that is precisely why this brawl may force him into one final fight. The Las Vegas airport may have just handed us the next major boxing rivalry. One punch, two eras, and an entire sport waiting for what happens next.
What's the fight, or who's the dance partner that makes Boots a star?
Right now, I don't even know anybody, for real, you know, and anybody that got a big name.
Got you. Got you. But there's no exact guy that you think about? Because I don't want to ask you, hey, this guy, that guy. I know you get those questions a lot. So if you had to say, hey, this is the guy I think, you know, we would have a big fight, who would it be? Because it doesn't seem like the Crawford fight would happen. So what's that dance partner for you, Boots?
Yeah, like I said, anybody with the belts, or I don't know, maybe somebody at 154, one of the big names at 54.
Say less. One last.
Crawford versus Boots is not just another bout. The bout determines the future of boxing. Will the young lion ultimately gain the throne, or will the king remind everyone that there are levels in this game? The bout versus Terrence Crawford has just been filled at Gironis, and that may be at 54 or 60. Obviously, we need to take care of Lemur first. But that, to me, is one of the great crossover battles, because Boots is the changing of the guard man and Crawford is the guy who's been there and done it all and has just proven that he's still very much in his prime. So that's it for today's video. If you loved it, remember to like, subscribe, and ring the bell symbol so you don't miss any future videos. Don't forget to add your ideas in the comments box. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.